Hello everyone and welcome back to Factorio. I am SeiferKatt, and today I think it's time we get space science sorted out because, well, not as I keep calling it space science, but it's actually a very specific type of space science, and that's astrology science. That's right, we'll be able to tell our star signs after this. It's gonna be very good. So if you're a Leo, look forward to this episode. And if you're not, I mean, well, the stars are not in your favor today. Anyway, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't believe in star signs. But, that's just how I am as a person. Alright, so I thought we'd get some more of these because I feel like we didn't have enough. So get those going. And, look, we'll see where we go from there. So we've got almost everything created that we need, which is pretty good. Pretty excited about that. We're looking into space, finding out what's out there. What's out there? Space. Look, there they are. It's right there. You can see it. It's space. And off I go into it. No, we don't want to go into space today. It's quite the opposite. Usually the question is, are you going to go to space today? The answer today is, I don't want to go to space today. At least not that part. Okay, so now the plan is we're going to bring this stuff over. And that, my friends, is everything we need for astronomic catalogs. Now, one thing I've noticed is my thermofluid of the warm, gross thermofluid is actually beginning to build up. I don't know if I want warm, gross thermofluid building up. So I might go get some supercomputers and some thermal radiators and see what I can do about that. First off, thermal radiators. And we're just going to keep assigning things to this as needs be. We're probably coming close to removing it. Hey Tara, how you doing? Good to see you. Good evening to you as well. Because I don't know what time of the day it is for anyone. We might need some copper wires. It's doing its best to grab some, but unfortunately copper wires is not something we really carry around a lot of. So, that's alright. We'll sort that out in a moment. Just steal some copper, just make it by hand. You know, be the absolute rebel that you should always be. Just make a bunch of copper wires by hand and just chuck it in the box. That's gonna be 200 copper wires, I mean goodness. I could have taken this copper on hindsight, that would have been way easier, but sometimes a true rebel just has to do what they can. It's also not helped by the fact that we've got a lot of low densities in here that we don't really need. Wow, we need a lot of copper cables. I was making a joke about 200, but I guess actually 200 is the amount that we need. Maybe we wouldn't be too amiss by making a couple of copper cables up here. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think we need to. So, just in case this happens again, you know? You gotta be prepared for this to happen again, I suppose. I'll put some copper cables in a box. That'll sort its shit out. It'll be good. Everyone will be happy. So I think we make about 3 thermal radiators. I think that's a good number of radiators. And we'll see how it goes from there. I'll put the one down for now. Might as well start planning what we're going to do with it. And we are, of course, going to need more scaffolding because we've been using a lot of it. Thankfully, we can make a lot of it. Oh, you know what? We got some of those. Heck yeah, I want those. Didn't even know we had those. Got some of these as well. Heck yeah, I'll take those. Very excited. Okay, so thermal radiators, it just looks like down here is the correct place to have these. Don't quite know how I'm going to connect them. Maybe sideways. Sideways seems like a good way to connect these, actually. And we even go like that. We'll set it up for 4. We don't have 4 right now, of course, but we'll set it up for that way. We move them down a little bit. We'll be able to put a 9 in there, but I don't think it's necessarily required. I think that's probably just fine, just like that. And then we can hook this up to that. And that will inevitably eventually make something of itself. He says, not realizing that's not connected to a damn thing because it's how these pipes work. Make a 7 and a 5. 7 would almost work exactly right. And a 5 definitely will, because a 5 would just go like that. Then we could do a 3, I suppose. No reason not to. And then a 1. So 5, 3, 1. There we go. It's a classic combo there. It's the old 5, 3, 1 combo. And we should probably have a few more thermal radiators ready now, so we'll go grab them. We got 3 thermal radiators. Okay, excellent. That's what I like to see. The next thing we need is supercomputers. How many supercomputers, you ask? Yes. Wasn't really an answer, I'm aware, but I think it gets the idea across. I'll put those thermal radiators down there. That'll cool the gross, warm thermofluids. If there's one thing I hate, it's warm thermofluid. It's just, ugh, gross. And that'll just start making that, which is nice. I should probably make these run a little bit better. That's what we want to see. Probably still not quite making the amount we want, but then again, cold thermofluid is not really running out right now, so I guess it's okay. I like how the animation is caught midway through, so there's sparks that are stuck through infinity. Alright, so now we've got that. It's time to get supercomputers together and more cold thermofluid, but good news. It's right there. That's easy. Not a problem. It's always nice to have something that's not a problem. Happens so rarely. Okay, 3 supercomputers. Heck and yes. That's the sort of person I am now. The sort of person who builds 3 supercomputers. Would one have sufficed? Maybe. But we got 3. Because of the nature of supercomputers, they are going to need ins and outs. Which means I also need to build them a little bit further away so we can get pipes there. That's okay. So let's just work out the maths of this now. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully. I only one way to know for sure, which is just to place it down now. And no, it's not really going to make sense. Because that needs to grab from there. So what we need to do is a little bit of a trick that we kind of did with nuclear fuel. Now they had ins and outs, but we just want ins. So we did something a little like this. Now, of course, that's not going to work because it's not going to. What you can do is sort of got to go, okay, I see how it's going to work. So then that's got to go in. And that's going to go out like that. Is this going to work? I have no idea. No, it's not going to work in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Well, I'm glad we sorted that out easily. Okay, so now it's able to grab it, which is good, and that needs to go away. And that needs to come in. Okay, this is good so far. I'm vaguely happy with this. And then it can go straight for a second. Where the next one, because don't forget there'll always be a next one. Grab that, but then it goes out. This one also goes out. And then I think you can copy that, maybe? Almost. Close enough. Okay, yes, pleased. Pleasing result. We are, of course, going to need more supercomputers, but that is honestly more of a sign of the times than anything else. And the thermofluid we can push out to here. What if I made... Okay. We're going to try some new shit today. 3s and 5s. And then we're going to put them around in a way that makes logical sense. That's right, starting with the 3, going to the 5, to the 7. Cool. Okay. What we can do is push that out there. That's good. Happy with that. And a big long pipe. Gotta have a big long pipe, obviously. Always important, always necessary. And that should be making things. We don't want to hold on to these, so we'll just chuck them in there, chuck them in there, chuck them in there, and I don't know, chuck them in there. And that makes nothing because we don't have the cold stuff in yet. Let's put the cold stuff in. Okay. And then we're making astronomical catalogs. Yes. Progress. Thank you, thank you. Nice to make some progress every now and then. So then, with astronomic catalogs, we need to make astronomic insights so we can get significant data. And also astronomic catalogs for their own purpose, their own dark, dark purpose. Yeah, exactly. And I noticed that you got to burn the astronomic catalogs, but that's not really a big deal. It's more just a pain. Okay, how do we make supercomputers? Okay, makes sense. How do we make these? Supercomputers. We need a few supercomputers, clearly. That's alright, we're making those. So let's just make 3 supercomputers and see what happens next. Okay, so the good news is we have these catalogs. The bad news is we've got more work to do. So if I've done this properly, Wow, I have done this so not properly. It's kind of funny. I wanted to go inwards here. Not what I actually did. Okay. We'll put the catalogs in there. Sort your shit out, catalogs. Now, do we need catalogs for the science itself? Okay, well, I think we're going the wrong way. Do we need the catalogs for science itself? Yes, we do. Okay, and we make that in space manufactories. Okay. We haven't quite dealt with the junk data cards yet, or the scrap. That will probably be coming later. And by probably coming later, I mean it's definitely coming later. Well, let's make these... Ooh. Do we have the really cold stuff? We do, we do. We're just not making quite enough of it. It's certainly trying to. I feel like, is science a thing? No, those things just move slowly. Okay. So it seems like the problem is we don't have enough -10 degree fluids. Is it -10 degree we're lacking? It is. Some more radiators would probably be good. I think we can make thermofluid in a new way now too, actually, now that I think about it. Let's just check that real quick. We can make it using cryonite rods, cosmic water, and heavy oil. Which is less intensive. It does require more cosmic water, but let's be honest, cosmic water is actually... Oh, cosmic water is expensive, never mind. Then again, cryonite rods and heavy oil. And cosmic water is reused actually, so that's again less of a problem. At least I think it's reused. Not so much. It's not so much you reused here. Probably fine though, like it uses less heavy oil, which, I mean, just bring in more water, make more cosmic water, problem solved, right? We've got a lot of cosmic water. We just need to bring in the cryonite rods, which honestly, psh, whatevs, you know? Just really disdainful, psh, whatevs, and you know, when psh, whatevs is your response, you know you're in a good place. Thermal radiators, definitely need more of those, but let's not worry about that just yet. We'll worry about efficiency and speed later. So now the plan is we need to make my Insight. Insight is of course made in a supercomputer. Makes sense. Which we're probably going to need more scaffolding there. Now I know if I did scaffolding a little bit less ridiculous, I probably would have a lot more left. But frankly, I don't care that much. Like, if we have to use more scaffolding and we're less efficient about it, so be it. I mean, we can always pick it up if we're really desperately short, but I don't think we are yet. Okay, so we turn a catalog into astronomic insight and some blank data cards. The blank data cards are a bit of a pain, but not a big deal. Okay. And of course we need the cold thermofluid, which, let's be honest, that's kind of the #1 resource for everything we've got going in space. Just everything wants cold thermofluids, and nothing wants warm, gross thermofluids. Notwithstanding me, obviously I don't want cold, warm thermofluids. It's gross. Thermofluid itself is used extremely little, especially after you get Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, because you start getting the radiators that cool it a lot better like this. That is probably true. Well, cold thermofluid is used for a lot of things. And if I had to take a guess, I would say the sub-zero or near sub-zero ones are also expensive. But yeah, I imagine cooling it from the warm gross type is probably going to be easier very soon. I assume that's what you mean. So I won't need to make more, just use what I've got. Okay. Now we need more cold thermofluid, and quite frankly, I don't disagree. So let's go get more radiators. Now, of course, coming up, I will need to build better radiators, and that is coming up as well, so that's another thing to be excited about. Hey, Big Up, how you doing, buddy? Hope your day is treating you well so far. Or your morning, or usually I should say morning. Everyone else seems to be in the morning except me. But I hope whatever's going, whatever time of the day it is, I hope it's treating you well. There we go. I was said less awkwardly. Okay, so that is getting a lot of wires. Baking some morning bread, heck yes! That sounds amazing. What sort of bread? Bread is always good. Ain't no one ever gonna complain about bread. Well, no one should complain about bread. Bread's good. Making morning bread dough for afternoon bread. Wait, do you have like two types of bread? Like morning and afternoon bread? The life of luxury you live. Okay, and let's power these up. So this is making some challah. Nice. It's a good bread. Yeah, my problem wasn't so much that I didn't have enough thermofluid. The problem was more the fact that my thermofluid is the wrong temperature. And the radiators will help that, you're right. And I will level up these radiators when I get that tech, which will be very, very soon. Okay, so back to working on this. We've got... Yeah, what have we got? We've got these. We can get rid of those. I wish there was a button to remove favorites. There might be, I just don't know what it is. Okay, and then we need our astronomic insights. Does it drop anything else? It does. Okay, so we need to drop these as well, probably. We've got these data cards, and they probably need to be fed back into here. Okay, that's easy enough. Ah, that's a valid point. Oh man, double bread. What a day. Easy to pipe warm fluid everywhere and cool it locally. I hadn't really noticed that yet, but now that you mention it, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I would have got there eventually, maybe. Maybe. We'll make another one of these. That will probably be sufficient for now. I mean, it might not be, but we'll say it will be, and then I'll feel good about myself. Now, transport belts, just make sure it's not going to... Yeah, it's definitely not going to overuse the transport belt. Don't know what I was worried about there. So for now, we're just going to worry about 2. And we're going to transport the blank data cards back into the network. I did just make that, but this was one of those situations where I just happened to do the right thing accidentally for a change. It wasn't a coherent thought. Coherent? What? Coherent thought. Wow. Coherent's now a word, people. I hope you enjoy it. And stop. Okay. And find a place to use it in your everyday lives where you can have coherent thoughts yourselves. If I bring it into here and just, then it'll take from that side first. Yeah, that's good. I like that. It was more just the fact that I needed it and I made it where I could find it. Whoops. Okay. Because if we slot this back in here, then when it takes one of these, it should take from that side first. Just going to double check that. Come on, any one of you could do it. That one has. Yeah, it confirms it. Great. So that's good. That way we use those up before pulling in new ones into the system. Nice. So that makes my astronomic insights. Now, of course, insights are good, but if you don't have significant data, what are you doing with your life? The answer is not a lot. So now we need to get significant data. And we need a lot of significant data, but that's okay. And that is also with supercomputers. And it's using the same sort of fluids. Heck yeah, it is. What else does this need? Needs a few things. So we're going to be building this in a classic diagonal direction. It's a very classic Factorio trick. If you build diagonally, it allows you to expand and tries to prevent the spaghetti situation a little bit. Is this a common thing? Absolutely not, but it works for me. And if it works for me, I'm happy with it. That's how I live my life. So, significant data. Now that's going to make blank data cards, which we can put back into the loop. Also good. So we need more supercomputers. Good news, we have supercomputers. So let's just edge a little bit over there. Always gotta make sure you're edging correctly. Last thing you want to do is do it wrong. Okay. Now we don't have any of these other ones yet, but they'll probably be made locally until we start doing different things. Because I do understand that you make them more efficiently with more than one type of data. I don't like flying off into space. It sounds like it'd be fun, but it's really just frustrating. I mean, it does sound like it'd be heckin' fun though, doesn't it? Okay, so we're just going to do this. Now, normally if it was cheaper, I would not do it quite like this, but you know what? I might. Who knows? I'm a rebel. I can't be stopped. Okay, so that's my cold thermofluid. That's in there. That's in there. Then we got to put this in a place that makes logical sense instead of where I put it. Like that. One of my bases is under attack. They're just destroying the drones lately, which is probably annoying. But at the same time, I can't really stop them. Because we've got behemoths now, so they are actually doing the occasional damage. But nothing worth worrying about too much. Just worth worrying about like the slightest amount and going, oh man, behemoths, gross. Yeah, if we put those there, then we go 3, 5, 7, 9, and it makes logical sense. Yay. Logic. Oh, what if? Let's get a little bit spicier. This summer, things get a bit spicier. When a meteorite tries to kill us all, it'll be wacky adventures. Anyway. I don't know what that voice was. Well, I do, actually. That voice was like a bad voiceover for a teen movie. Possibly not even a teen movie, probably like a movie for children. Hey, Nexus, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Alright, so that should be giving me significant data. In theory. The problem now is we're not making enough of this stuff. Now, we anticipated this happening. I am improving the space station. I am like on the cusp of cutting edge research. The cusp. Speaking of being on the cusp of research, these aren't happening. If they're gonna cut it, they should cut it into like some other thing. Well, that's true. Oh, are you saying that I don't stream anything else? Every now and then I think about streaming something else. I go, but people are here for Factorio, and I don't know if I want to stream anything else because people seem to be enjoying Factorio. Part of me was thinking, should I do Darkest Dungeon? And I went, no, I don't hate myself that much today. Darkest Dungeon 1, I don't want to buy 2 until it's complete. In case people were wondering. Okay, so with that we have significant data. And we also have blank data cards, which we can. Yeah, it's absolutely fair. Well, to be fair, because I've been playing nothing but this on stream for 9 months now, that's kind of the reaction I'd imagine most people to have. But that's okay. I'm not hugely fussed. I love Factorio, which is why I play it. Like, it's not like I'm playing a game that I hate and I'm just like, I'm only here for the clicks. Because Factorio is the best game. Ain't nothing I can do to change that fact. Okay, and we connect it back into there. Awesome! So, the problem with this is we've got these crappy broken data cards and, oh, sorry, cards that need to be fixed. Factorio is the next Minecraft. I mean, I wish it was. I mean, in some ways, I suppose, but in other ways, it really didn't achieve that level due to complexity. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I mean, is it Minecraft? No, but in the terms of modding and community around it, yeah. But it's never going to be Minecraft, because Minecraft fits like a younger audience that consumes that game voraciously. Now, I apologize if voraciously is not the correct word there, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, kids love Minecraft. They go nuts for it. And that's going to be the thing that harms us. Like, I remember, like, I was at PAX Australia. I was at the first PAX Australia, which was really exciting for me, but there my sister was playing a Agricola tournament, and she learned Agricola there, and the person who was manning it was like, their goal was to have Agricola as popular as Monopoly, and they were like, yeah, we could totally do that. Now, Agricola did have a family-friendly mode, but it's one hell of an ass to turn that game to Monopoly's popularity, because that is a tough sell. If you've never played Agricola, yeah, it's never going to be that. Monopoly is a joke. Look, you know what? It is. I agree. I like Monopoly. I know it's a bad game, but I do enjoy aspects of it. I enjoy hurting myself, for instance. That's always fun, you know. You got to get some enjoyment out of that, right? Jokes aside. Yeah, and see, I get that. That's the problem. Agricola is pretty complicated. There's a lot of decisions to make. Oh, and then Monopoly is actually a joke on society. That is kind of true, actually. It was not designed to be. The game was designed to teach how shitty monopolies are. Instead, it became like, let's just erase that half of the game and just have it be. Yeah, well, no one knows how to play the original rules because people can't read the rules. Like, I know what you mean. Like, whenever it's a situation where I'm like, okay, you know what? People want to play board games. They're not going to play my stuff. Like, my dad, not a board game player, but he'll play Monopoly because he knows Monopoly. He understands Monopoly. And so it's like, all right, we'll play Monopoly with your dad. But whenever I play Monopoly, I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're going to play it properly. We do it this way. We do it this way. No free parking money. That's not a thing. Not doing this. Nope. Just all the things that people do to extend the game to a ridiculous amount. I'm just like, nope. And am I the least fun person at the party? My wife has just shouted yes. That was going to be the punchline, by the way. The answer was going to be yes. But she's jumped in early. That's right. She's been to my parties. She knows what a fun party is like. You know, nothing's more fun than a guy breaking out a rule book and going, okay, it's phase 3. This is the good phase, by the way. Okay. But Monopoly is not the greatest game. It's fine. But, you know, I work with a lot of people who don't play board games, as I'm sure most people do. And trying to explain the problems with Monopoly are mostly stemmed... That's why we have D&D parties. You know what? Okay, I'm going to go back into that in a second. But trying to explain to, like, my boss, because this is conversations we have with my boss, like, the problems with Monopoly is, hey, only one person wins Monopoly. Everyone else is sad and upset, and it took too long. Play a faster game and everyone has a better time. Or play a game that not everyone wins. Like, that not everyone loses as bad. You can be like, well, at least I beat Cousin Myrtle. You got a Cousin Myrtle now, by the way. Congratulations. But yeah. So that's Monopoly. Now, D&D parties. They're the best, obviously. Wait. Oh. So with Beryllium, I don't make as much junk data? D&D is a good game. It's chill. Again, if you got the right group for it, it's a better game. If you got a bad group, and you'll know when you get there, it's rough. But you know how like everything is like a pride of lions or a something of some sort of animal? I really should think it should be a party of nerds. Like I think that's some people are like, ha ha, that's ironic, but I'm like, no, because it's D&D party, guys. And yeah, Nexus. So D&D is an interesting game. Like if you're with a group of people that are creative and can think of ideas on the fly and don't like, and they enjoy the story. It's not about like killing and looting all the time. It's about the story, and you've got a bunch of people who all sort of share that social contract. I disagree. Bad D&D is not better. Oh, bad D&D is worse than no D&D. Then I entirely agree with you. Yes. I've played bad D&D games where I've just sat there and been like, I could be doing literally anything else now. Like, D&D is not like sex. You know? Bad sex is better than no sex. That's why I said that. You don't know that slogan, that phrase? Well, I don't know where to go with that one. But yeah, bad D&D, not fun. You're just sitting there being like bored out of your bloody mind, and you know, well, someone's being racist, and you're like, wow, I am so glad I've cleared like 3 hours out of my day for this. You know, someone's just being very rude to me and that sort of thing. You're like, ugh, this, I could have not done this today. But it's difficult to, like, I know what you're saying, it can back out after the session. Or are you making the other joke now? Okay, D&D you can back out, but see the thing is, if you've got 6 people all around a table and one of them is your ride home, you can't back out. It's like going to a bad party in general. And meanwhile, someone's like, hey, all elves are pointy-eared bastards and they F trees, and you're just like, you know what elves are like? This race. And you're like, oh, you know, and everyone's got a story where someone decided, hey, fantasy is a good time to be racist because no one cares. And you just go, you know what? I'm still not comfortable with racism. Weird, huh? And it's just like, oh gosh. Or the DM is just like really argumentative and not about having fun. Like D&D is a lot like theater, you know, theater games. And I'm not a theater person, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but the whole idea of theater, I understand, is like the yes and. I want to do this. Can I do the XYZ? And the DM goes, yes, and when you do this, this happens. And the players go, okay, cool, but what about this? And you just yes and each other into a great story. That is when D&D shines. But D&D can also be an absolute slog and make you regret every life decision you've ever had. You know. So, D&D with good people. That's really my suggestion. And how do you know good people? Funnily enough, you play a game of D&D with them. Because I have met the nicest people, just the best people, but they're just so not the D&D type. They absolute sticklers for the rules. I mean, the rules are there for guidance, but absolute sticklers for the rules, just forcing their own agendas on people, demanding what others do or don't do, and you're just like, yay. Anyway, that's enough of that. If people want, I can tell dumb D&D stories for hours on end. I don't think anyone actually wants that, but I've been playing with the same group for, gosh, over 10 years now. Now, I've played with other groups, of course, and, you know, some have been fine. Most have been fine, actually, but the same group for years and years, like, I know these guys, like, they are just straight up people that play the way I want to play. And again, some of those, you know how I was saying, like, oh, some groups are bad people when they're playing. Sometimes, you know, that might be what people like. That's fine, I suppose, as long as it's almost like a contract. You know, everyone agrees this is what we're here to do, this is what we're going to do, and we're all going to have a fun time doing it. Gosh darn it. That's fine. If everyone agrees with it, that contract, then, you know, fill your boots, as they say. You'll have a good time, probably. Probably put the astronomical science in this line. Speaking of D&D, I do need to, in about 2 hours, play a D&D game. We are playing, not D&D, we're playing a Warhammer 40,000 game, where I am playing a rogue trader. And we're fighting against Chaos, specifically Nurgle. So, if those words mean nothing to you, don't worry about it, no harm, nothing lost there. If those words mean something to you, I think I'm about to get very, very sick. I think my character was almost dead, actually, last time we played. It's been a while. I need reminding. Never good when your character's almost dead. Try to avoid it whenever possible, I reckon. Okay, but that should be the end of Science Chain. Or the first Astronomic Science Chain, because there's gonna be 3 more of them. For fuck's sake. And we will need to probably expand this out later as well. So, you know, more fun there. And I don't think it really... Don't fly off into space. But shit to do. But with that, we have a new level of science. Those are data cards. Those aren't science packs. These are science packs, and we're going to abandon mining productivity to probably build some science packs that are relevant, I think. I want a lot of stuff. Let's start with aeroframe poles. We need those. Okay, now we try and figure out how to speed up science. We don't need it to be super fast, but just a little bit fast would probably be nice. So what are we lacking? UVs. UVs? UVs. Okay, what's wrong with UVs? First off, what color are UVs? I mean, violet, obviously, but obviously that's not what I meant. Oh, okay, it's probably not going well because I never connected it to anything. Fool. Nerd. Fool. Dummy. Okay. And now that I'm no longer the playful, joyous pekunk. Thank you. Sometimes one must become the joyful pekunk and just use really bad insults at themselves, actually, not even each other. Now, I don't mind if this one gets consumed up in the endless void, because we can expand out. And we can expand in any direction to increase this. So we should be getting a level of science here. Can't help but notice we don't. Is that because it's still coming? Or because we lost it? Bloody lost it, didn't... Oh, no, I know where it went. It went that way. Okay, new plan. Scrap goes the other way. Yep. I gotta chase down that stuff went into the scrap box. Shoot. It'd be really funny if you could actually scrap it, but that's not possible. Okay. There's our 16 science. This will be done so quickly. Maybe not that quickly, but it'll be done fast. Data cards building up. Alright, so. Could we do with a few... Okay, well I see why none of these are running, because none of them had... Well wait, if none of them had them, doesn't it still mean that UV is still too slow? Logically, yes. Why did we split this? It's a very good question, honestly. Don't need to split it, could just do that. Bit tidier. I think everyone loves that a bit more, I know I do. Sometimes that's all that matters. Sometimes if you can make yourself happy, you are your biggest critic. Okay, cool. Now, I'd love to make jetpack 3s, but I need material sciences for that, so we're not there yet. We'll increase our cargo safety, that's probably good. Forest is still being built, that's okay. It does look like the biters have expanded lately. Quite a lot, in fact. So we probably need to start thinking about artillery cannons, I think. Or flamethrowers. Or both. Both is good too. Not seeing a lot of stone coming through anymore. That's probably an issue. What we could do Good news is we can probably... Okay, so the first one was 8 and this next one's 16, so that stays relatively cheap. Actually, before I do this too much, let's land. No reason to waste precious fuel in the middle of nowhere. Now, I don't know if we've got belts set up here. The answer might be we don't. Okay, if we don't, then what we do is get rid of that and that for now. And then they should build from that. Yeah, that should be better. Slight problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're not going to be doing quite as much as perhaps we wanted. Is there any other red belts we could take away for the moment? I mean, not really. But hey, it should make the concrete a little bit faster, so that's a good thing. Rocket reusability is happening. That's good. Science is a little bit slow still. That's okay. We'll get that made faster soon. It seems like these... Actually, what are we lacking now? Is it still UVs? Kind of a bit of everything, honestly. Okay, well, we'll just make more of them then, won't we? Because I mean, if you're going to make science, you're going to make more science. That's how logic works. Don the mask! The mask shall be donned. This is a weird mask, and I don't know why I did this to myself, but it is important. The important thing was that it fits over the glasses, because otherwise I can't see crap. And I'm not doing a reward to maybe take off my glasses. Because I can't see anything then. Okay, so we're going to need more telescopes. Yep. We appear to have run out of telescopes. I do need to look down at the keyboard because I lose all peripheral vision. Meow! Became a cat. Not for the first time, not for the last. It happens to me sometimes. Maybe just do a stream one day where I'm just wearing the mask the whole day. That's going to be one of those things if someone walks into and is like, why is he wearing a cat mask? And the answer would always be, I'm really not sure. You know, it's like Stu making pudding at like 3 in the morning or whatever the hell that meme is. You know, I've lost all control of my life. But we're pretty happy with that. Successful landing has gone up. That is wonderful. We probably... I don't really plan on leaving here until we're done with the next level of space. So I think what we start doing is even preparing for the next... Oh dear, what's going on? They're destroying some construction drones. That's fine, they'll do that. Okay, so everything is more or less humming for now. We could, as I said, the only thing we can really do is... Oh, we got iron plates, I see. Well, what we could do is always leave and come back just for a short time, because we do have a slight problem that we're not dealing with the scrap very well, or just a lot of things very well. And I'd like to deal with things better. Yes. Wait. So the plan is we're going to dump a lot of my space things into here. We're going to go back to Novice for a little bit. Not too long. Long enough to get a couple of things together. And then we'll see where we go from there. So let's just drop off some things that we definitely don't need to ever reach the surface. Format those cards, please. I must wear the mask! I'm sorry I gave you a scare. You thought there was a real-life cat in here. But no, it was me, SeiferKatt. Who, by the way, is a real-life cat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am a real-life cat. Look, honestly, I forgot the time when I put it on, so now I'm just leaving it on for a while. I figured this is who I am as a person now. Or as a cat. Shit, I stuffed up. Okay, so what we want to do is have a launching pad here, because we want to start bringing the scrap back. Now, the best way to do that would be actually to leave for a bit, because then we can start having them, like, rotate everything around, and that'd be good. I'd be happy with that. So, for now, we're going to take one of the capsules. There it is. And we're going to just fly me to the place. And go back where I'm supposed to be. There's a bunch of space scaffolding. It doesn't belong there. Okay. I think we bring rocket fuel up here as well, so we could actually, yeah, going back to the planet is actually really cheap, so that's not a problem. So let's go back. Yeah, look, we're coming back pretty quickly anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so what we need now is a launching pad, or a cargo, gosh, I can't see a damn thing. Cargo rocket silo. So we're going to need some big electric motors and some processing chips. And that must have recently fired, because that's charging. Actually, you know what? Speaking of things charging, I think when I was doing my scouting, I realized that this was never going to launch, because we changed the way this works. Because before, this cared about oil. Now we don't do that anymore. So actually, this should be launching on a 3, not a 2. Oh, not on a 4. And we should start getting a little bit more better time with rockets. Okay, so like all my depth perception is gone as well, because it's just like that bit right there. Okay, so we needed big electric motors, we forgot that, and blue processing chips. Oh yeah, we dismantled that at some point. I don't remember quite why, but I'm sure it was a good idea at the time. Okay, so if we just stand here for a moment to collect 200 of these. Rad. Big electric motors. Big LE motors, as I like to call it. That just makes me think of that character from Borderlands. Not a Borderlands fan, but that character was... I don't know. I could never figure out if that character was insulting or not. Probably not, but it was hard to tell for sure. think her name was Ellie. Could be wrong. 1,000 concrete and 1,000 steel plates. Okay. So 1,000 concrete. Done. 1,000 steel plates. Done any moment now. Yeah, it might be faster to just do it this way. Not that much faster. These don't actually store as much as you'd think. No, they don't. Okay, so 1,000 steel is probably faster to do it this way. And we are good. Okay, great. Oh, you know what? We probably do need another 70 or so. That's definitely more than 70. Pipes. You know what? We can just grab 100 iron. That's fairly easy to find. A little bit more, please. A little bit more. Thank you, thank you. And storage tanks, which, look, you know what? I know where I make those. Alright, I think it's enough time for the mask. I think we've gone more than the 2 minutes I promised. Oh, the freedom. I can see through that part of my eyes now. Wow. Alright, I know who, Okay, so Berryl is seeming to be a problem here. And we're just not making Berryl, or we just don't feel like making... Right, because that's full. Okay, so we probably do need to finish that whole thing up. We'll do that in a moment. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Nope, everything's fine. No one's telling me that I'm making mistakes. I'm carrying 20 astronomic insight, so maybe someone's making mistakes. Probably me. This is actually almost full of stuff. We've been doing a lot of work up in space, haven't we? Now, I wanted some storage tanks. That's what I came down here for. And they are right there. And we're going to put that, because we've got a landing pad over here, and I don't really see the point of it being over there. Because that's miles away from anything useful. There is a lot of Berryl. Wow, there's 8,000 Berryl in there. I guess that's not a lot. But there's Berryl in there that it probably shouldn't be there. Then we'll try and figure out what we can do with that Berryl. Now, because the launch is from the middle of the base, and this is still the correct place for it, I would like to have the landing somewhere slightly different, but not too far away from it. A lot of this needs to be pulled away. That might cause a power cut, so let's just be careful of that. It will cause a power cut only to the umbrella base, which is only a problem when the CME hits it. Now, I'd like to get that fixed now rather than later, because of course, boy, if you get that one wrong at the wrong time, you find out real quick. And I don't want to find out real quick. What we might do, actually, here might be a good spot for that train. Now, the whole point of this train is just to really, mostly, just pick up the scrap. So we do need a train stop, which we do not have. We will need some iron and some sticks. Can we put on the actual proper suit, please? Proper suit's faster. Nice. Oh man, I feel it immediately too. Or I think I feel it immediately, and sometimes that's good enough. And then I probably also need to figure out what the hell's going on with Berryl in a moment. Okay, cargo landing pad, sure. We don't need a large rocket space for this. Sorry, rocket? A large cargo space for this, because we're really just putting scrap in here. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of things here. And we don't have my usual stuff because it's in space. I left it there, like a fool. Sometimes fools do that. Sometimes fools leave things behind. I don't mean to, but it happened. Because I'm here longer than I thought I would be, which, honestly, that's about normal for me. You're always on the ground longer than you expect to be. Also, we're out of fuel. Well, at least we didn't run out of fuel in space. That would have been a pain. Wow, lots of things can be turned into fuel, huh? This is that feeling, you know, when you're filling up a car with gas and you're just standing there watching it fill and you're just watching the numbers go up. That's probably fine. I mean, I don't even own a car and I know that feeling. Mostly because I worked at a gas station pumping gas. That was a summer job, alright. Not one I'd care to repeat, but hey, everyone got to earn money somehow. Actually, that was a black list on that. Now this, it's a white list. Actually, you know what? We could do this slightly differently. We can do this in just the worst way possible. You know, that is the worst way possible. I don't know why I was encouraging that. You just do it like this. So it's still not great, but it'll freaking work, and that's all it really needs to do. Novice landing pad. You know what? That's a fine name for it. Don't really need to be better than that. It'll put everything that's not scrap in there, and it'll pull everything that is scrap there. Which is good, because that's the train we're going to be needing. I don't think I care about doing that just yet. But we'll get there. What we also want to do is probably bring the capsules and the yes, okay. So we do want to do another filter. Another two. Don't really need to do it the way that I'm doing it, but I am, so meh. Do they need to be stacks? No, definitely not. But they are, and sometimes that's what you get in life. Okay, so the point is These will go and prepare for future rockets. We have a train that's out of fuel. Find that fascinating. And also troubling. Mostly troubling, actually, on hindsight. Don't know how it ran out of fuel, but it certainly did. Well, at least I was a novice to get it fixed. Jammed up a bunch of stuff, but that's alright. What's that train doing for fuel? Yeah, so I think the most fueling stations these things pick up is when they go to... hello? Oh, that's really strange that I never actually considered that there might be two trains there at the same time. Anyway, that should probably be a chain signal to stop that from ever happening again as well. Go figure, right? Alright, so yeah, because most of these pickups are done at the other spot. Plenty of vulcanite remaining, that's good. Now this is just not emptying because there's no way for the beryllium to be made with what's there currently. Or rather there is, it's just not happening. For some reason. Could be making beryllium. Oh. Oh my goodness. What the heck is this? It is insufficient pipes, really. It's the best way to describe it. Could that have been fixed if someone did a better engineering job? Of course. Right there. We fixed now. There we go. So now it gets enough water into it. And beryllium will be made. Not efficiently or fast, but it'll get made, and that's what matters, perhaps. One assembler for every step. I mean, that's probably a good idea too, but for raw resources that need manufacturing, I just thought it'd be better to not do that. Yeah, that would probably work fine. Let's just get the coal sorted. Oh, goodness gracious. What is this? What is this madness that has been wrought in my factory? It is entirely my fault, but I refuse to admit it. Madness. Certainly not been helped by this being a thing. Yep, that's a train. So we're just going to put a few chain signals in there, because that's probably what went wrong. Usually is, let's be honest. One day I'll get better at doing train networks. Probably not this whole stream, but one day. It should be a proud day when that day finally arrives. Okay, so what has jammed aside from, you know, everything? Where do you want to go? You want to go through here. You wanted to go up here. That needs to be a chain as well. You want to go down that way, but you can't because he wants to go down there. But you can't go down there because that train's in there. So, in theory, if this train just backs its ass up, that should fix it. Trains are moving, so that seems to be good. Can't help but notice not every train is moving. We still seem to have some sticking points. Yes, because that train is in a bad way. The copper train is blocked by a supply chain train. You're quite right. That should fix it all up. Well, aren't we glad we came back to Novice to fix this up? You know, we did some work. We get there eventually. Now, coal is what we were actually going to go fix. Hopefully on this, get some good old-fashioned factory workings. Or how do we go and get some factory workers right here? Okay, and then that can connect into here. And then this, you never guess, is going to connect into there. Once it gets its power lines up, we should be good. Except I think I cut an important power line when I deleted some things just then. It's alright. There we go, it's all working again now. More or less. Cool, so that should allow extra coal. And my plastic slowed down because of the lack of coal, which is bad. Oh, I think they're getting damaged because they're going into the fire because the bugs are getting closer. Shouldn't be too big a problem though. Not really. Okay, so, well, hell, we're here now. Boros is under attack in a bad way, it seems. A lot of places are under attack in a bad way, but I'm not seeing anything they did get a wall. Makes sense, we don't really have the lasers on Boros. Okay. So, we want to do recycling centers. The plan is, I think, here that we want to... Yep. Now that's going to do that. And we're going to have a box that pulls out the scrap. A scrap box, if you will. And if you will not, I honestly don't care. Now we put a recycling facility here, which has jobs to get the scrap and turn the scrap into hopefully something useful. Including heavy oil, which kind of a pain. How many will that go through a minute? 60. That's not any. We're going to need a few recycling facilities, I think. What bothers me is where's my copper trains? Well, they're somewhere. Okay, the important thing is that they're not there right now. That base has always been a little bit tenuous at best. Yep. Okay. So if we can do... We do it like that. Oh, actually, hang on. What if we thought about it just a second longer? Then we could actually be just better people. Look at that. It's way better. Yeah. And then we just do another one. And then, dare I say, another? The answer is yes, I do dare say another. I'm a very daring lad. And so then we need to figure out what to do with heavy oil after that, but that's hopefully not a problem. Point is, it'll get rid of the scrap. If there's one thing I like, it's getting in a scrap. So I'm a fighter. That is the biggest lie I've ever told on the stream. That's not true. I've told a lot of lies on the stream, mostly to amuse myself. Now it makes... What does it make exactly? Iron ore, copper ore, and stone. Okay, so if that's the case, we don't put it in the first 3 lines. We put it on the 4th line. Okay. We really still don't have a plan for that uranium line. We'll get there though one day. Okay. Cool. So that'll vaguely get that working. Probably should call this something other than Wreck Legionnaire. Scrap drop. And the other one, of course, is Dennis Iwan Slisler. It is not. It is Scrap Pick. I've still got a station called Beanie. I don't know what's up with Station Beanie. I think that's my uranium that's never actually been picked up. Probably should resolve that one day. Science is continuing. Always good to see. And hear. And acknowledge. I don't know how much scrap we're going to bring in, but I imagine the amount of scrap we bring in will increase as the mod goes on. Because I know there's one thing that takes like an entire train, and then it gives you a train worth of scrap because you break a train. Which is actually pretty funny, and I look forward to that one. Like, how often do you get to break a train? Like, intentionally? The real answer is not enough. Or if you're an engineer, too often. Like an actual train engineer, not like, you know, a chemical engineer. Chemical engineers, again, not enough. They don't get to break trains. Unless they're trying to measure trainonium, which is... I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Trainonium, it's a resource that's made only by extracting from trains. Trionium? Trainwreck? Trainwreckium. Wow. I didn't know you knew my mother that well. But as I learned from Xbox Live, everyone knows my mother, apparently. Okay. We're going to put that there. And you know what? We're just going to use some Vulcanite, which is handily right there. This should never really run out. She is. She actually is. So we're just going to chuck some Vulcanite in there. It's basically equivalent of coal. Scrap drop. Empty cargo. Scrap pick. Look, honestly, just go for a full cargo. It does not even matter. And before we do anything here, now that we've put a train on it, let's make sure we got signaling. So that way it doesn't block everything else. Because, you know, if you don't do it properly, that's going to happen. And then someone's going to blame me and say, Steve, this is your fault for not using signals. And I'm like, no. It's your fault. Shut up. We don't do that one next, by the way. Don't know what we thought we were doing. We do that one next. And then we do that one next. And we'll put signals here as well, I think, because eventually the train's going to be coming in here. Okay, so the train is also in the wrong place to begin with, but that's okay because it's fueling up at the moment. Come here. Okay. So I was preparing this before. Which was a way to get capsules back in. What's your problem? Things being damaged and destroyed? Yeah, that's fine. As long as there is still some semblance of order, I don't care too much. And we're going to put cargo. That sounds like I just used a flamethrower. Sometimes a flamethrower just launches itself, and it's not my fault. Yeah, like someone whose fault it totally is would say. I guess. Okay, so what we're going to do here is have a inserter that looks here, and enable is capsule. Capsule is equal to 0. When we set the stack size, override stack size to 1. There we go. So in theory, let's just test this real quick. Yep, the capsule's going that way. The signal train's not going to go for another while. The launch trigger hasn't quite sorted itself out at the moment. That's alright. Looks like a lot is wanted in space. But now we should have this rocket launching, well, not yet, but very soon we should have the rocket able to launch backwards and forwards. Rocket fuel is something we are running low on, which is problematic at best and problematic at worst. It's just problematic. Now we could always improve it by doing some productivity modules up here. I think the problem is not enough oil. So yeah. Grab some modules real quick. And then we need to worry about beryllium. Beryllium. It's brilliant. Did I just see those lights flicker? Maybe, but it doesn't make sense if they would flicker. Okay. So it slows them down a bit, but it shouldn't really be too much of a problem. Because these are already not going at top speeds. How much do we need to worry about coal in the future? Not really seeing a lot of coal mines that we have. Artillery is something we need to consider. Definitely. Yeah, artillery is something we need to consider. How hard is it to make artillery? I don't think it's difficult. Do we need to automate artillery? Probably not. Automating the rounds, though. The shells. Explosive cannon shells. Explosive steel plate. Oh, that's too difficult. A radar, that's... Wow, that just pushes us into a level of kind of annoying. Wait. 1%. Science stopped? Why did we stop making space science? Or astro science? Oh, probably because we're running out of resources. That's true. That's one thing we did need to do. So, one thing I want to do before going... Sorry, I just saw something there that worried me about Boros. Something got damaged in Boros that I don't think should have happened. Or lasers got damaged. We may very well be in a place where we need to start thinking about flamethrowers and Boros. Do we have oil here? Not within my range of influence. There's oil over there, but I'd have to go there for it. Alternatively, I could fire oil into here, but that's a problem in itself. So we'd need to extend the wall sort of this far. Maybe get flamethrowers there. That'd be a bitch. Okay. So before I leave, I do want to get some beryllium sorted out. Now, what was beryllium needing? Mostly. Pulverizers and chemical plants. Well, that... Where is this happening? Yeah. They're running out of construction bots on Berryl, on Boros. Now, I would assume the Boros rocket would have that planned. But It doesn't really look like it, does it? Excuse me. No, we don't have any construction bots planned for Boros. So we want, like, honestly, at the rate we're losing them, 300. How are we going with robots in the base, though? Going okay? Yeah, we are going okay. Okay. Now, chemical plants and pulverizers. Need to grab some pipes, but you know that's normal for me on a Friday night. Sorry, I said that aloud. You know how it is when you gotta grab some pipes. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I get it. I get it, man. I get it, bro." A bit of stone bricks. They should be accessible at some point in a good place. Okay, that's probably fine. Then some pulverizers. And then that should be sort of enough to get the Berryl facility running at a decent enough speed. And just double checking, we should be getting some cargo. Yeah, we've got a lot of cargo bots in there. Yeah, look, that's looking okay. It's not optimal, of course, but it'll make some stuff, and that's really what I need. And if I get the pulverizers, then the Berryl will be sorted out a little bit faster, and you know, enough auto pickup right now? Really? Huh. Well, how come Mars going for Berryl right now? I guess we run into the problem that we are not launching rockets because we don't have the Berryl, and we don't have the Berryl because we're not launching the rockets. Chicken and egg situation on that. We may need to start making a fancier wall, like dragon teeth walls. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the plan. So let's go sad wall. Now that's what sad wall usually looks like. Let's just put a block of sand wall here. Oh wait, no, not sad wall. Gosh, we're not building sad wall here. Are you kidding me? It's got to be just laser and flamethrower wall. There we go. Much nicer wall. So just trying to find a place where I can build it that I can easily create an improvement on it. What I think we want to do is something like that. At that point, we can probably just copy and paste it rather than doing it all individually. Oh, I don't... Construction area is green, isn't it? So it should be fine. You know what, let's do one more line. Okay. Okay. And I should be making more Berryl. What we could do as well, just as a temporary thing. Just do that. So take it from that side. Okay, now if I remember right, we had some Berryl stuff that we really didn't need in my inventory. Some barium sulfate, which can go in there. Okay, so at this point I think we're good here, so I think it's time to launch another ship into space. They should be launching on their own. It's now that I've realized the ship may launch on its own, which I am immediately scared of. That drone's going to be left behind. Why don't I, instead of panicking... Yeah, I still got minutes. Not many. Oh gosh, I almost left a bunch of drones behind. Any more? Nah, we're good. Now, launch on green signal when fuel is full. Now, it doesn't have a green signal yet, because it only gets a green signal when this train goes to green signal town. That looked like it worked. Suffocating. Okay, we're good. Okay. We are no longer suffocating. Hell yeah. Okay. So we're going to change that around in a moment. But first we're going to grab some of these. I don't like where that is. It's got to go one more to the side. Okay, so destination is Novice. Launch on cargo full. Sure, why not? Destination is Novice landing pad. Good manual for now. Now, capsules. Nice. And we don't want those anymore, so they'll be taken out, I assume. Maybe not. I'll take that out myself, it's fine. And in fact, don't really want any of that either. Actually, if we could begin to turn this around. Okay, that was important for a while, but it's not important anymore. And we'll also request cargo cargo things. Cargo rocket sections, just request one at a time. Request 5 at a time, actually. Actually, just request all of them. Doesn't matter. Okay, so science should begin again very soon. I think it needed to build data cards, which it seems like they're building again. Now, what I didn't consider is how am I going to build fuel up here? Didn't consider that at all. Can I build a fuel refinery in space? Maybe. Guess I'm about to find out, aren't I? Significant data, and significant data usually means we can make some science. Really? Running out of cold? We're running out of cold. We should have plenty of cold. Maybe we just need to make more hypercoolers. Or just power up the ones I have. And again, it actually might be the fact that we don't have enough cool thermofluid. That does actually seem to be the more likely problem. Wait, are we also making regular thermofluid now? No. We've just got a huge tank of it here that, Oh, I see. That'll fix it. That'll get their fixins'. Yeah, pretty good so far. Happy enough, happy enough. I don't need these, so I can... Yeah, I'll just put them there. You guys figure out what you want to do with them. And given the fact this is actually full, it puts them all into there, which makes sense. That's kind of what we wanted to see. Okay. Don't really need those or those. We've got our fuel refinery. We can just put right there. And a requester chest. Which if I didn't just pull away all my red circuits, I could have just made it on my own. But I pulled them all away, so yay. Alright. So now it'll make its fuel. Now it doesn't need a lot of fuel to go back because it's easy to go from orbit into a planet, then from planet to orbit. That's just orbital mechanics for you. That's probably bad. They are actually damaging things on Boros. Like they actually made a hole in the wall. Okay. Probably need to go to Boros at some point, get that shit sorted out. Although at least it's making concrete walls, so mostly our walls are concrete, except for where I really need them to be concrete. Hang on, I'm confused. You want concrete walls here, but they're already concrete. So what are you really wanting here? Are they not concrete? They look pretty concrete to me. So do we have enough concrete walls? Is that what we're saying? They've got 130 concrete walls. Okay. So with that, we could make the sad concrete wall. What we're going to do is nope. And then just put that again. Let's see if this helps Boros at all. Hopefully it does. I've heard dragon teeth help. I've also heard these are called dragon teeth. Where if they're not dragon teeth, then I don't know what these are. I'm sorry. But I've heard they help. And we don't need those. Probably should have done it the slight other way around, but that's okay. And then later we can worry about flamethrowers. Okay, so. How are we doing over here? Oh yeah, so we want the scrap, don't we? That was literally a big point of this whole endeavor. Be good if I had some things. Okay, and they can go down like that. And like that. So that should unload all the scrap. Which I don't think there's any real urgency for that, but the fact is it's happening. Now these are making things a little bit slow. One option could be just speed them up. It will take significantly more power, but honestly, if I needed more power here, I can easily build it. Yeah, I think that's good. We could probably even do another one if we really felt like it. And to be quite honest, I think I do feel like it. The drone's doing a good job of just getting things together, and I appreciate that. I did kind of expect that to be built. Maybe I was kind of expecting a little bit too much there. That happens sometimes. Wait, was there another one that it was going to go build? What's this? Oh, right, because it thought it needed more satellites. Well, more telescopes. Well, we'll take the telescopes. Can't stop us from that. So what do we need for the next level of science? I know this is probably looking too far into the future, but we need microwave observation frames, which we can actually start to get, but we need super cool thermofluids. Now, there's a couple of ways we can make that, which looks like we need hypercooling. Oh, no. Well, okay. We can't do it that way. That could be a bit of a pain, actually. Seems the real problem is not enough coolant for the thermal radiators. So I think we build another 8 of those. Which is a ridiculous number, I know, but... Welcome to real world problems. Welcome to real world problems with SeiferKatt. How can I assist? Because, yeah, we just need to make more of this shit. I can't help but notice no pumps are going in there, so what I'll do is... Yeah, I need pumps. Gosh, every time those things die, it's always so surprising to me. Let's chuck 26 pumps on there, that should do something. That's 3. How many is I wanting? 8. Yeah, maybe I was asking a bit much there. Looks like we don't really carry pumps into space. Probably not really an issue, it probably makes sense if you think about it. And let's drop those off there. We will probably need to come back and get those at some point. Scrap is getting filled up. That's nice to see. How is Boros going now that I've tried to implement the Dragon Teeth? Is it improved? Hard to say. The Dragon Teeth are not complete. Probably work better when there's actually flamethrower turrets as well, but we'll see. There's probably no harm in having more radiators, I suppose. And if we put this up here... that should vaguely connect itself. We really should go and get the pipes. I think that's foolishness that we haven't gotten my pipes. I mean, look at that. We've got all these pipe lengths just sitting there. Okay, so 2 more radiators. Could put speed modules in there, but I don't know if that's really worth it. We're going to need some more hypercoolers as well, so let's... We clearly need pumps. Clearly. Put some pumps as well while we're at it. Thankfully, pumps are a little bit easier to make. Okay, so the point of this is going to be it really shouldn't have more than 1 stack of pumps. Oh, it needs regular pipes. My goodness, if only there was a place I had regular pipes. Oh, wait, there is. And with that, we should be done. But we still want our hypercoolers. Okay, it's hypercooler time. And what's cooler than cold? Hypercold. Just throw a bunch of stuff back into the system. Ooh. Really should deal with that stuff coming in. What am I doing for power? Yeah, I was wondering if power was about to start being a problem. So we're going to continue to build out this way. Cool. Well done. But we're going to use the nice ones because I see no reason not to. Like, we made them for a reason, let's use them. I mean, the reason was actually originally to power Kamar, but... yeah, screw that. Screw Kamar. They wanted nicer power, solar power things, they should have asked for it. And I don't remember a planet ever asking for anything. Well, except Uranus, and I think we all know what that asked for. Just to be clear, to not be called Uranus. It knows what you did. Yeah, that's giving us like 40 more megawatts of power, but we can do that and get even more than that. Yeah, that's giving us heck tons of power. And when you're dealing with power, you always want to have at least a heck ton of it. Actually, no, we want to hold on to that. But this is alright. We're getting stuff done. We're building our hypercoolers, I hope. We've got 3 hypercoolers. I wouldn't mind a few more. Oh, actually... So, science is going okay. Okay, enough anyway. Significant data is always going to be a bit of a problem, I feel. But there's nothing I can do about that. I'm slowing that down. Not enough cold thermofluid. Right, and what's slowing that down? Is it these or is it the... It's these now, okay. The good news is we can just build out more of those. Yeah, I understand that. That'd be good. I look forward to that day being realized. One day we will realize our dream of easier science. Nope, don't fly away. We got shit to do. What are we lacking? Oh, I see the mistake we've made there. Okay, so that's giving me more like negative 100-degree thermofluid. Nice and cold. Just what the doctor ordered. He didn't order you to drink it though. You know, it's made out of lubricant. I don't know what it's made out of. Don't drink it is what I'm saying. Shouldn't have to tell you that. And with more negative 100 degrees, that should result in also more science. Hmm. That could be going a little slow. Then again, this isn't going top speed either because we need more UV observational data, which is the blue one. We've always needed more of this one, and we're going to build more of this one. But at this point, we run into the problem that we've actually run out of space. So when I thought I actually built plenty of space in this, clearly I was wrong. Doesn't happen often, people, so enjoy it while it lasts. I'm joking, it happens all the bloody time. Yeah, so most of these supercomputers aren't actually doing anything because they can't quite grab that stuff as it zooms by them real quick. But hopefully it should be making it a little bit faster and more efficiently now. And if we need to make more, we can always build outwards on the side there, and that'll probably work. Well, the good news is with the biters, they're not going to get any stronger than they are currently. So, you know, small benefits there. Cool thermofluid. We still don't really have enough. How much work would it take to build these? 500. Oh gosh. How much are these? 100 each. Okay, so they are their own little... Were you just meowing? Okay. My wife's meowing. Which is probably a good sign. It means she's having a good time, probably. I don't want to discourage that, of course. Okay, so... hypercooling. Hyperactive cooling. Now, of course, we can do better hypercooling with Cryonite Slush, but we also don't have Hypercooling 3 because we just don't have the tech for it. Now, the reason we're doing all the Astro science now, or rather we're doing the first 2 levels, I'll explain this because it's a bit of a weird thing that I'm doing. So the reason I'm doing the first 2 is because I don't have anything else to do the next ones. And what I'd like to do is get into aeroframe scaffolding because that'll make low density structures easy to make. After that, there's really nothing else for me to continue doing here. I mean, I could work towards spaceships, which that'd be a funny thing to rush. I'm not meaning to do that, and I will stop very soon because I don't think I need to do any more of that. I mean, I could just go straight to spaceships. It's not what I meant to do. It would be funny, but my next goal is to actually get another resource. Probably holmium, so that way I get better batteries and such. 20 hours, plenty of time. I was just wondering how screwed Boris was about to be with lasers, sun lasers. And they got fine. They got time. They're fine. Don't worry about them. But yeah, so that's why we're doing astrometrics. Just because we've got the gear, we might as well build it, you know? There's no real other reason than what I'm doing. Speaking of things happening on the surface, how's beryllium going? Not great. This is the Kamar rocket, yes. So... oh, we do have the rocket parts being built right now. Okay, so... and... yeah, okay, so... we'll probably get a rocket full of beryllium really soon. So that's probably fine. Nothing to worry about. Okay, we'll take some more hypercooling. And we will build this a little bit over here. Now the good news is I reckon I can do the exact same thing that I did before, except it's going to be slightly different with slightly different resources. So if we build this over here, and instead of going that way, we're going to go to hypercooling, which is super cool to negative 273 degrees. I'd love to get it down to 274, but apparently that's not a good idea. So I've been told. Anyone who tells you that, though, is a coward. Okay. Because they're like, oh, we don't know what's going to happen if it gets that cold. It's not possible. Oh, it's possible. You're just afraid. Afraid of the truth. Of real cold stuff. And some people go, well, you know, it's reasonable. I say it's not. Okay, so we're just going to shift it across a little bit. And we're going to need to build some 5s, I guess. And if we connect this like that, and with that we are making super cool thermofluid. It's fine because the rest can go into the radiators then, and it'll all figure itself out in the wash. And we're also going to put a tank down there because, hell, if we're making super cooled, we might as well, like, keep some of it. So this tank is real cold. If you put your hand in it, it will hurt. So don't put your hand in negative 273 degrees Celsius thermofluid. Because if I had to take a guess, I would say not only does it have high heat capacity, I would say, well, and also cold capacity by that logic, I would say it also probably has really good transferal, and it'll probably just destroy you. I don't know. I don't really know what happens when very, very cold things touch just a patch of skin. I know liquid nitrogen is not a good time, and that's... How cold is liquid nitrogen? Liquid nitrogen is negative 195 degrees. That's a boiling temperature. Well, I guess it can get up to negative, as cold as it bloody wants, doesn't it? So it can't be colder than negative 210. And its boiling temperature is negative 195. So it's between 195 and 210. Or rather, 210 and 195, because you go from low to high, don't you? Isn't the surrounding space almost as cold? No, because it's not oxygen not included. I know what you're saying. You're trying to bring physics into this game. This game doesn't have physics. So it doesn't really have heat capacities or thermal transfer rates either. But that's not the point. The point is... shut up. Okay. It's a very valid point, though. You are quite right, Tower. Why are you still slow? Still not enough coal? My radiators are still not doing enough. Do we seriously need more radiators? Yeah, kinda. I need more radiators. My goodness. Alright, well, we'll build more radiators then. Why you no press Alt? I Alt-tabbed before. Sometimes when you Alt-tab, it goes away, because you pressed Alt. Beyond that, no real reason. Speed modules. Energy usage is minimal, so with... Oh, actually, I got speed modules with me. So they go from 10... Well, actually, they go from 10 kilowatts to 333. Could do. And that speeds it up by 80%, so yeah, that's pretty decent actually. 80%? That can't be right. It is right. Wow, okay. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Okay, so we need more thermal radiators. I think we all agree on that. So another 8, and I think that might do it. Fair enough. I wasn't aware you were doing bread the whole time. You were dedicated to that bread. You know, but, you know, they say everyone's got to make that dough somehow. I'm sorry. Okay, well look, let's be honest, we don't need any of that crap anymore, so what we do need to worry about is the new ones. Which is this. Hey Dagu, how you doing? Ah, bread meat. It's the best sort of... Oh, what's the shirt today? Look, today's shirt. I love today's shirt, Dagu. Today's shirt is a Diva Cat in a box. So this is a shirt that my wife got me. And so originally the art was apparently had Diva next to it. Like I guess the cat was smaller and Diva was bigger. My wife contacted the artist and was like, "But I just want the cat in the box being Diva." And so that's the shirt I got. And she didn't tell me about this shirt, so I opened it, and I immediately noticed like the little pink things that she has by her cheeks. I'm just pointing my cheeks. I noticed the alignment of guns. I was like, "Oh hey, it's Diva." So that's what the shirt. This is my new favorite section. Just I love being asked about my shirts, just generally. We were doing a road trip around America a few years back, and we went to an ice cream place, and a guy looked at my shirt and was like, "Oh, is that Diva as a cat?" And I was like, "Yes." And it was just like, it was the best ice cream trip. The ice cream was good, and the guy recognized my shirt. So I was like, hell yeah. Call me. He did call me Australian though, so he wasn't the best person. But then again, everyone's got their downsides. No offense, Daku. Well, you're Australian. It's fine. Okay, so that one is actually pretty easy. You just got to put in a gravimetrics. Possibly wasteful though. A gravity wave. Just got to put that in a laser facility. Okay. So this science isn't actually too hard to build. Ah, that's the worst. I hate it when they do that. So I have a shirt which I'll show this another time, but it's Chandra from Magic: The Gathering. So like the red-aligned wizard who like her hair is on fire. She's the sort of person that believes fight fire with fire, and if that doesn't work, more fire. And they drew it in the Adventure Time art style, so it's kind of like Flame Princess, except it's Chandra. I love the shirt; it's so good. But I was walking along, and it was a place where people would typically try to stop you to sell stuff. And they do the same thing to Goo. They try to go, "Hey, I love that thing," you know. Um, so I noticed immediately what his sales pitch was, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to be stopped. So he's like, "Hey, I love Adventure Time, Flame Princess, right?" And I went, "No, I fucking hate Adventure Time." And I kept walking. And the guy was like, "But you're wearing Adventure Time, what?" Like, he was, visible confusion reigned, and I was like, I mean, I was lying, of course. I love Adventure Time. It's good shit. But, man, he didn't need to know that. He didn't need to know anything about my life. Um, but just, he was so excited because he thought he had it in, and just going, like, so negative towards it. It was great. It was great. Am I an asshole? Yes. Yes, I am. Do I regret it? No. No, I do not. Do I have a follow-up comment to what I'm saying? No. No, I don't. We're all assholes, some more than others. I mean, I have my moments. I think there's times that my wife just watches me do that to someone when to be fair, I think they're being rude in the first place, but she's like, "You really didn't need to do that." I'm like, "Well, he kind of started it." Am I the bad guy? Yeah, but I mean, everyone's a bad guy in someone's story. Doesn't make it right? No. Am I going to do it again? Yeah. You know what? This can go now. I just realized now I have no capsule. I actually can't get home now. That's probably bad. Your goal is to be the bad guy in everybody's story. No, that's not true. You're not a bad guy in my story. Sorry I ruined that for you. You're failing at your goals. Send a rocket back. Yeah, I think that might be the plan. I mean, there's a rocket. A rocket is ready to go. Like, because this is going to take the capsules, and then the rocket will be ready to go, and everything will be fine. So it's okay. It just looked bad. Also, this is the wrong way around. Can I do that better from here, from orbit? Probably. I'm not going to. That's the wrong way around, but fine. It's fine. It's fine. There is a capsule in one of the boxes. Is there? I thought I took all of them out. That's alright. The ship will come again soon. The ship will come again when the train goes to Green Station. And the ship's ready to launch now anyway, so it's fine. So we're okay. Small boxes in the starter platform. Oh, you know what? You're right. I left it there. Okay, well that's my emergency settle. That's my emergency capsule if I stuff up again. Okay. Sorry, what am I saying? If I stuff up again? When I stuff up again. I'll pretend I'm not going to stuff up again. Come on. What is this station requesting right now? Out of curiosity. It's probably requesting a lot of things. It is requesting Berryl roboports. I don't think the station gets roboports. Satellites. Not satellites, solar panels. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this station doesn't actually have a way to get roboports. Probably should fix that. A lot of scaffoldings coming in. Everything being along that same line is probably a bad idea. Like, I should really just do splitters. But it's okay. The fact that only one line is being used is probably bad. That's alright. It's fine. Okay, so what do we want? Well, we want microwave telescopes. How hard is a microwave telescope to build? Ooh. We need to build aeroframe poles. That's new. Not really that difficult to make, of course, but we need them. It wants one. How slow does it make these things? 1 a second. Surely you could take more than one. Yeah, you can have more than one. Take 50, for instance. Nah, sorry, Nexus. You ain't the bad guy in my story. I always appreciate you being here. And no one appreciates the bad guy being around. So, I mean, you shouldn't aim to be the bad guy. I aim to be, like, generally a good person in people's story. Except for when people try to stop me on the street. Or it's a day that ends in Y. Let's see if that's all the days. Yes, it is. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe in karma or anything like that, but I want to make people happy, generally. And I mean, you know, if you're here and you're watching a stream and you're enjoying yourself and, you know, it's some distraction to your life that, you know, if I can provide any happiness to you while you're watching a stream, that's all I really want, actually. I'm here playing Factorio. I'm having the best life anyway, but if I could make someone even a little bit happier in their day, I'm pretty happy. That's what I want to know. Anyway, we got sappy there for a second, so, I don't know. That happens sometimes. Good news is things are coming in. Glass is coming in, apparently. Okay, and that should be... Oh, we probably don't want any more of those for now. No more thermal radiators, please. Oh, do we need to power them? Rude. I was like, why is that one not going? It's going now. Okay, so now thermofluid, we've got a lot of cold fluid, not a lot of cold fluid. I really wish I had different names. Oh wait, they've got other names. You got thermo, you got cool, you got cold, and what's colder than cold? Super cooled. Yeah. So power's not a problem here. We know that. Like, we get all the space power we need up here, so I don't think that's a problem. Actually, you know what's something I do want down on the planet surface? I want to get some of these machine learnings. And you may ask, Seif, why do you want machine learnings? Because productivity modules use them. That's not a rocket pad. That is. Actually, real quick, did the thing ever leave the train? Yeah, probably right enough. Well, it's not here now. So is the train up here? Oh no. Wait. Oh, it just came back. Okay, so it is... Wow, we really do need a little bit more than that. It's doing its best, but there's not a lot of it. It's doing its best, guys. It's gonna get through 7,000 units of scrap all on its own. I need more cyclists. Alright, so... the next thing we need to do is build microwave telescopes. How many of these do we want, do you reckon? 2? 2 should be enough, right? I mean, I honestly don't know if 2 is enough. It doesn't feel like it'd be enough. Oh, let go of that copper. Okay, and that gets us up to the next level of science. Well, no, it doesn't. It gets us one step closer to the next level of science. This one's going to need X-ray telescopes and multispectral mirrors. Ah, they're expensive. Is there a way to make these cheaper? Not until I get iridium plating. So... well, I guess 1 makes 12, and maybe it'll be fine. Okay, that's going to be a pain, though. How big is this? Oh, jeez! It's chunky! Excuse my surprise over the chonkness. Your royal chonkness has arrived, people. Oh, goodness, we need some stuff, alright? Okay. How about we just build all these things that we need? Actually, I think we can't because we haven't researched all... oh, actually, we may have. Yeah, let's just build 2 of everything that we need and go from there. You're already here, you're not royal. Look, everyone here is a royal, okay? I'm sorry if you weren't informed of this previously. Such the way of royalty. Royalty is not often decided by the royals themselves. It's decided by the people, and I'm of the people, therefore, congratulations on your royal status. Oh, just seeing how we're doing for time. Okay, I've got another 20 minutes before I have to go and be playing a role-playing game. Before I have to go do some dark work. Okay, so we also need a gravimetrics facility. Thankfully, I think that's just going to be constructed. We want 2 of those. Actually, do we want 2 of those or 4 of those? 2 of those, and we need 2 laser facilities. Why building 2 of everything? Seems just like a better number than 1 of everything, honestly. That's really it. Okay, can you just build the second one now, please? Like, can we stop just dicking about, please? Please? Great, good work, guys. Alright, and then we need a laser facility. And then we need to figure out how the heck we're using any of this. It needs accumulators. Oh, boy, that's fun. I'm pretty sure we have some accumulators here, but definitely not here. Oh, we got 406 of them in the logistics storage. Wow, okay, way more than I expected. Like, way more than I expected. Oh, it was the planets. No, we don't care about the scrap machine. That's we know that's a bad state. This is filling up slowly. Could be filling up better if I split things a bit better, but that's okay. That's life. 2 laser facilities. Nice, nice. How about 4 of everything? Now, 4 of everything is a ridiculous number, and I think you should be put away just for suggesting such a wild and crazy thing. 4 of everything is a better number, though, you're right. 4 of everything is the expansion. Because right now, 2 of everything just seemed like the right number. It won't be, we all know that, but gravimetric facility, real small. 8. I mean, see, okay, here's how it goes. 1, not enough. 2, about right. 4, crazy town, be committed. 8, not enough. You wouldn't expect that last one, but that's how it goes. That last 8 is like, you haven't built enough anymore. 16 is the right number. 32, crazy town. It loops. 64, not enough. 128, right amount. 256, crazy town. I don't know. I've lost count. You see the pattern, though. I'm not doing that math. Someone like you guys. No, Nexus. Nexus, okay, now you've gone into crazy town. There is no coming back from that crazy town. Like, it stops looping after a while. Oh. And 0 may be enough. I don't know. I've noticed that my frames are not reaching 60 anymore. Just a fun notice there. Just let's enjoy that for a second. That's never going back to 60. Yay, game expanding. 0 is not enough. Well, it can be. Depends what you're building. Sometimes 0 is exactly the number you need. How many life-threatening diseases do you need? 0 is enough. Okay, so we're going to do microwaves. Jeez, these are chonky. And I mean, then when you get to 1, of course, then you don't have enough because... oh god, that loop. Yeah, I didn't put enough thought into that loop. And it is both the most accurate thing I've ever said, and I don't understand it. This is a thing that people who are more intelligent than me need to actually work out the science for.
Like, I know when I've been beaten, and now is that time. But see, if it's the life-threatening diseases thing, you want more than one, because if you've only got one, how are you going to get your free art by begging artists? You know, you got to have 2 diseases. You know, you got to have, I don't know. I don't know where to go with this joke, so I'm just going to abandon it. Which, honestly, usually the right idea. Wow, yeah, that's probably true too. Early Saturday this week? Yeah, Solburn, welcome, welcome. I've got to be heading off in about 15 minutes. Early Saturday, wait. It's Friday. Oh, okay, early Saturday. Yes! Early Saturday. We will have regular Saturday though, and that'll be going as long as it needs to. But this stream will be ending in 10 minutes because I have got other commitments. I've got to meet up with some friends to play role-playing games. And I've got to break stuff, as is the time-honored tradition of anyone playing a D&D game. I really need just one more space, which I can get if I just build it one more along. Kill stuff. Look, I'm more worried about dying. I think I ended the last session and I was like near death because the DM wanted me to be a hero, and so I was being a hero, and then I got really badly wounded and I spent the rest of the combat crawling away. And the DM was like, well, do you not want to fight them? And I'm like, I'm almost dead. Like, my character is not a heroic character. Like, he's not a heroic person. He is a coward and a liar. Why would he fight now? Like, sure, he was going for the reward. Now he's almost dead. He doesn't want anything to do with anything that's happening right now. And the DM's like, oh, that's fair enough. You know, there are times that a man can be brave, and then sometimes a man decides, you know what? Bravery? Overrated. I'm not going to do that anymore. Almost died to it. Not going to get money or anything for this. Screw it. And that's how you know a smart man. I am vaguely talking about D&D. I'm actually talking about a Warhammer 40,000 game we're playing. I'm playing a scoundrel of sorts, who's in a rogue trader house. His whole thing is he has, like, for those who know anything about Warhammer 40,000, he found a officer's jacket, like the big greatcoats. You made your DM sad for the first time. Oh man, why'd you do that? Yeah, so he found an Imperial Guard officer's greatcoat and he wears it, pretending he used to be an Imperial Guard officer. And then, like, whenever there's actual Imperial Guards around, he's like, I'm not wearing it now. Like, they will spot me a mile away. Bullied his boss. I mean, that's what bosses are meant to be for. In my experience, if there's a boss, you should be bullying it. It's his fault for being a boss. And I mean, that's what bosses are supposed to do. Bosses are not supposed to have a good long life. I mean, sure, if you want to play the Dark Souls of D&D or whatever the heck, then yeah, sure, maybe, but, you know, bully bosses. They deserve it. They know what they did. Excellent. That's where you want to be. Alright, so that has made my microwave. I've never had a DM that's been, like, angry about that sort of thing. Like, I think every boss I've ever played in D&D has usually been, like, an absolute wipe. Well, not wipe, an absolute, like, pushover, because action economy, the boss really needs to have, like, allies to stay alive. Otherwise, the players bully him with having too many actions. The alternative is, though, we did fight a dragon the other day when we were, like, 6 levels below the dragon, and it almost took me from full health to 0 in one attack. So, yeah, no, that was almost real bad. I really like my character. A Loxodon Warlock is a really stupid idea, but he's a frontline fighter as a Warlock. People like the Warlock should never be frontline fighter. I'm like, yeah, but he's got Vampiric Touch. High con, he's gonna touch him. That's good fun. I like it. Fun character. After playing the character for like 4 or 5 months, only now have I realized that I need to be making the an elephant never forgets joke. And I was just like, why have I never made this joke before? Ah, I haven't played Curse of Strahd. I understand it's very, very good. I've heard a lot of people say good things about it. Battle Cow! Fraser, I love that you come and play the Battle Cow and then just the 5 cow emotes. Like, I noticed that and I love it. Every time. Good times. So. My next plan. Oh, damn, zombies. What the heck? Alright, so what is the plan? I need to set up these telescopes. They're real small telescopes, but, you know, they're still good. Oh, it is legendary. Well, I've always found it amusing, I'll tell you that. Amusing. Oh, I'm sure I got more cow puns than that. I can do better than that. Not much better than that, but maybe. I wouldn't put any money on it. I know. Oof. I don't even think I'd taken a dodge action. Legend. Darity? 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 Like dirty? Utterly ridiculous. That's a good one. That's a good cow pun. Now I'm just trying to think cow puns. That is a lot of exclamation marks right now. Yeah, we probably need to get artillery at some point. I mean, you could always just go as no bull, but I don't know. I feel like that one's a bit weak. Alright. Are we making more of this now? I feel like we probably are making more thermofluids. We would be if we had iron plate, which we seem to have run out of again, which is concerning that it's happened twice now. There's iron plate coming in. That's good. But I feel like we need to push up that iron plate number. Maybe to 12,000. Oh, steer the conversation. Very good, very good. And you, my good friend, I think you need to be elevated. Oh, never mind, I banned you. I know, Solburn, don't you worry. I'm on it. Well, anyway, guys, look, I am so sorry, but I gotta end tonight. Actually, no, you know what? Screw it, I'll see. I'll double check and make sure no one's cancelled. If anyone's cancelled, then I can keep playing. They may have... Frisian outside. Ah! It's good. Good one. Just checking with people. Oh! Man, apparently a lot of people have been trying to reach me on Facebook while I've been streaming. Apparently I got a bunch of cards. We are playing soon. Okay, yeah, I do have to go. I'm so sorry, everyone. I would love to keep playing, but you're going to have to wait until tomorrow. But I will be here tomorrow, guaranteed. Oh, really? Damn. Damn it, Fraser. Damn it, that's some good cow puns. Yeah, so I do have to head off. I'm so sorry. It's not a real D&D session if no one cancelled. Well, it's not a real D&D session because it's Warhammer. So that's the real trick. Look, we've actually had this session cancelled for like 3 or 4 sessions, so yeah, I actually am really keen to get back into that. So, as I said, I will be done for today, but I will be back tomorrow. So if you are new here and you've enjoyed what you've seen, please give a follow. I'd really appreciate it. Your consideration for watching again would be great. If you've enjoyed cow puns, feel free to use the war cow. I will work on those. If you would like to watch old episodes, you can find them on youtube.com/SeiferKatt. That is where I post all the old episodes. Aww. That is where I post all the episodes on YouTube. So you can see that link just down below. Also down there is a link to my Discord channel. Not a lot going on down there, but if you want to contact me outside of normal streaming hours, that's where you'd find me. Beyond that, you can also sub if you do so wish. That'll get your name and flashing lights in the base. But do not feel like you have to. But hey, look, it's always appreciated, you know, if you think it's worth it. Of course, don't feel like you have to. I'm going to keep playing Factorio regardless. I cannot be stopped, except for like literally right now where I am being stopped. Huh. Anyway. Quite bullish, huh? Nice. Good pun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys next time. I will be streaming at about 7 or 8ish New Zealand time, so basically take your time now. Take 2, maybe 3 hours before that. I'll be around there, so I'll see you then. Take care, everyone.